maybe sometimes I'm going to ask some of you, okay, to talk. Otherwise, no need to. You can keep your phone, your microphone muted, okay? Unless if I ask anyone of you a question, it's better just to interact to make sure you are here. Okay, you are focusing. So let me share my screen because, all right, share and desktop. Okay. So now you can see the screen. Okay. If we take a look about what we have in this course, OOP Programming 2, it was, so you can see now we have around 7 lecture notes. Of course, it's written like 7 weeks, but actually maybe some of them will take, it took us maybe 2 weeks to finish. So this is like just approximately. Otherwise, this one should be covered within 12 to 14 weeks, this content, okay? So now, almost Mr. Muhammad finished, I think yesterday, this one, week 4, done. Practical, I'm talking about Dart control flow statement. So whenever we talk about control flow statement, the main idea of this, can I make this one bigger? Okay. All right. The main idea of this control flow statement, as you can see on the screen, sometimes in your code, you write some statements and you want your code to act in a specific way, moving from, still many are joining, okay. You want your code to join maybe sometimes in just move through sequential like manner. The control will keep running, like after finishing this statement, go to the other statement and so on until the whole code like executed. Otherwise, maybe if we go to this sequential control flow, the iterative, as you study in C++, other languages, as you know, there's iterative control flow. So there are always iteration. There is a statement, and if there is a condition not fulfilled, it will keep running maybe that statement unless the condition fulfilled, satisfied, it will stop running the code and the program will stop at that time. Okay, so these are usually, let's say, the control flow for running the codes in general whenever you run your code. So whenever we talk about Flutter or Dart language, because Flutter also when you go for mobile application, web, others, it's using only Dart language. So whenever I say Flutter, Flutter is using what? Is using Dart language, and there is nothing like more than that. So Flutter and Dart, they have these options. If you want to go for control flow statement to control the flow of running your code, you can use if else, for loop, while, do while, the break continue, switch case, or assert. So these are the statements that we can use to control the flow of our application, okay? In Dart. Okay. Then, whenever we talk about if statement, the good thing here, since like Dart is OOP language, it means sometimes you can, most of the time you can access maybe a list, that variable that you create, because we are calling a list is a variable, but technically in Dart it's not a variable, it's an object. Whenever I say it's an object, it means there are properties stored inside this object. For example, let's see what I'm talking about. What do I mean by properties? For example, to check a list, is it empty or not? We have is empty, like variable. You can call this variable on list after you create it, and is not empty. If that list is empty, it will give you true. If it is not empty, it will give you false. If you use this one, it will be opposite way, right? And to access this, empty is not empty, dot length, whatever you want to properties for these objects, always we are going to use because it's like OOP language, we'll use what? A dot operator to access the variables or properties inside an object. يعني var here test list equals how many items, for example, we have here? Few items, like 5 items. We printed the items, then we say here, if this test list dot is not empty, if this list we are calling here is not empty, to check. Is this one not empty? Yes, of course it's not empty. This one is true. So it will print emptying the list, and deleting the items. Then we are calling test list dot clear function. The clear function will, as we studied before, it will clear everything that you have inside this list. Then after you print the test list will be what? You will get only curly braces, يعني nothing inside. After you print this one, the list will be the output, I guess it will be like only like this, maybe sorry, it's not like, it's not easy to control the mouse, but like this, it will be only empty list, has nothing inside. Okay, if you print the output. Okay, so now if we go for if condition, then there's conditional code. This is the conditional code that we, يعني if الcode if the condition is true, conditional code will be executed, otherwise it will be ignored. Then sometimes when you go for here else and else if, what do you think now here? I want your opinion. What time you think if is not enough, we should go and use else and else if? Is any one of you have has an idea about that? Anyone? Feel free. Anyone can interrupt and can talk. Okay, no need to take permission. What cases we are going to go for using if is not enough? We need to go for else if.
Sir, when we need more than one condition.
Okay.
Like, for example, there is more conditions.
Exactly, thank you. If there is more than one condition, we need else. What about else if? Okay, so else if we have more than one condition, right? We are totally true. What about else if? What do you think? Still someone is joining? Nareen? Okay, maybe it's disconnected. What do you think? Okay, so else if, do you have an idea? Mustafa Saldar, do you have an idea about it?
No, I don't, sir.
Okay, because already I thought you studied this one, right? What about Zanyar? What do you think? Zanyar, maybe you have an answer, right? What time we are going to go for else if? Yes.
We will use it when there are more than two conditions.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, you and Yaldar,
Okay.
correct. So now this one, as you said, whenever we have more than one condition, two conditions, else if is good. Okay, if it is raining, do that one. Else maybe wear that kind of clothes. What about if we have maybe more? And if it's cold, and if it's raining, and if it's hot. So at that time, maybe if else is not enough, we have to go find يعني adding else if, as you can see here. And for this scenario here, two teams are playing a game, any kind of games. If team A wins, bigger than B, team A wins. Otherwise, team B wins. What is wrong with this code in real life? Is this code correct or something missing? I mean, logically, not the code itself. The code is correct. What do you think, dear students? Do you have an idea? Already, I thought Mr. Muhammad explained for you, right, this. So now in this example, whenever both of them, they get the same, for example, equal. At that time, this code is not enough. We have to go and add more statement. So for this scenario, even for this very simple scenario, two teams are playing. If else is not enough here, we have to go and add maybe for, let's say, تعادل or equality, whatever you call it. So else if statement, as you said, where we have more than two conditions. At that time, we are going to write if the condition, then else if, then آخر condition you use else. Okay, so here if the points of team A bigger than B, All right, print team A wins. Otherwise, else if point B bigger than point A, print team B wins. Otherwise, آخر statement always be careful. It will be else, even if you have 10 checking statement. Else if, else if, else if. Last one should be else. Okay? And this is how the language syntax. So now, according to this code, what do you think, Ahmed, Saad? What will be the output? Ahmed, Saad?
Yes,
Aziz Ahmed. What do you think the output for this code?
for this code,
Yes.
the output is
Both of them got 50. So is it A bigger than B or
it is
not?
it is a T
It is a tie.
T
تعادل.
a tie. Yeah.
Okay, it's a tie. So they are equal. Okay. Since, okay, this condition is false, this code will not be executed. The other condition also, B is not bigger than A, also false.
Yeah.
So last one will be executed. Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. Trinary operator. Now, always, if you remember, I used this one with you in the lab. We were using some, at certain points, I was using this one. Question mark with the, what we call it, with the colon. So condition, question mark. If this one, condition is true, expression 1 or a CAM will be executed. Otherwise, expression 2 will be executed. So like, this is exactly like if or else, but we use the question mark with colon. Real example, A or B, we have two variables, a result, var result equals A bigger than B. So here, what is the output? In this case, can anyone tell us? What do you think? Who is here? Ru'ya, what do you think? Ru'ya, are you with us?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay. Khamlin, what do you think? Now, yes.
I
please.
don't know.
Okay, good. So now, what about Raver? A bigger than B or not? Raver, what do you
Yes,
think?
it's bigger.
Bigger. Okay, right. Thank you. A is bigger. So 5 is bigger than 2. If it is bigger, this one will be executed. As we said here, if this one is bigger, what will happen? If the condition is true,
The result is gonna be
the
like
CAM will be
3.
executed, first one. Otherwise, if it's false, دوام after the colon. So since this one, as you said, it's true, A minus B. I minus B, how much?
3.
Okay. So 3 will be executed. 3 will be stored inside the result. Okay. So if we make it بالعكس, A equal to B minus 5, it will be, for example, false. So at that time, again, it will be B minus, it will be 2 minus 5. So minus something, for example, minus 3 could be the output. Okay. Then if we want to, the other example for this example, if you want to make it in if or else, maybe some of you, why you say just I want to make it if or else. It's easier. I don't think it's easier. This is on the right side, if or else. You make a variable result, then you check A bigger than B, result equals A minus B, else result equals B minus A. So I think here, يعني, let me, okay, admit some students are joining. Okay. So as you can see, the code will be shorter, يعني in most scenarios, the code will be shorter and easier maybe to be written يعني with the ternary operator. Okay, the for loops, I'm not going maybe to talk about it يعني that much since already you cover in a lot, maybe you focus on that one in C++. Okay, so I cannot يعني find, I don't know why it doesn't take making smaller. Okay, so here as you, it is same as C++, right? For statement, then you start iterator, we call it a variable, which will responsible for controlling the flow of the statements. It will start from 0, for example. It will help to control. Then I, for example, less than 5. until it become less than 5. Keep making a plus a plus. So the output, Yelda, what will be the output of this program? What do you think?
It will be 5.
5 only?
Yes.
Why? It's from 0 to 5. How many times this print I will be called, executed? How many times?
5 times.
5 times? From
Yes.
0 to 4, right?
Yes, but we also count 0, so
So
it's
first
gonna
time
be
it will
5.
print 0. Second time it will be 1, 2, 3 until 4. I plus plus one by one, right? 0 to 4.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we can make a test. We can make it, for example, less or equal. It will be until 5 at that time. Okay, thank you, Yilda. So this is like regarding the for loop. The good thing here, يعني I assume it's good. Okay. All right. The good thing here, what we have, for every while someone is joining. Sorry for that. Okay. Whenever we go to the collections, as you know, we have what we have collections. We have a list will set and what else? List to set or map, right? So these collections usually you can use. They have a for in forum which is working for collections. If you don't like to use for loop, so this is, for example, we have a list. We want to print all these items. We use from for I equals 0, then less than collection dot length, which will be, for example, length 4. Less than 4 to continue, then 0, 1, 2, 3, it will be printed. Otherwise, we can use, maybe in the exams, I will ask you to use the for in forum. You can use this one, okay? You will write for var I in a list or collection name that you have, a map or list or set, okay? And that's it, print the I. So this one, they make it, it's like shorter. And this for loop is designed to be working only for collections, only for collections. So in the exams, if I asked you to use it for in form, you are going to use the second one. If I didn't specify, just I am saying for loop, you are free to use this one or that one. It doesn't matter, okay?
Sir,
Yes,
I'm sorry, but can you repeat that part?
okay. So now, whenever the for loop is working usually with variables. It's good. But whenever we come to the also for collections, يعني list to set to map, now we have a new option. We can use the for loop, which will work حسب what? حسب index from 0 until آخر index. الcolor list dot length يعني for less than 4 it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will print all of them. Print the color list of I, same as C++. But if we want to use a for loop which is designed to be working for collections, list to set to map, we have a for in form, it's called for in forum, يعني shape يعني. So this for in, it works in this way. You write for var, for example, or integer I, but I don't think this one will be integer here, because I here probably we have to check on the code. As I remember this one, it will take strings here, for. So for var I in collection, it will go and take storing each one of them and printing them one by one. Okay, so this one also we can verify later in the code. But this way is shorter. You will just write, you create a variable, var I, j, k, whatever you call it, in, and the list that you have. So it will go and print. And here, as you can see, you will print what? You will print I. You will not print the color list of I. Because there we have indexes. Here we have an item, I, which will be different يعني, than that one. This I is designed to access variable by variable and get the value immediately. It will not get the index, it will take an element. So I in the beginning will be blue, then yellow and green. Whenever you print I, you will get what? The variable itself, the value itself of that location. Okay. Condition with loops. So whenever we have condition with loops, we can merge them together to make something maybe more meaningful. For example, here you want to find, as you can see, we write a list and we want to go inside all these items and check each item if mode 0, 2 equals 0, if it's even number, print that I. So this very simple code snippet is giving you what? Even numbers, right? Inside a list. Again, if you want to use the for loop or for in loop, it's up to you. Since I didn't decide in the exam or a quiz or whatever, you are free to use anyone that you like. Okay. So this is the challenge. You can also work on that one. Now, even you can any challenge you can try to solve by yourself or with AI. It will be very simple for you to work on. While loops. So while here we have a variable count equal 1. While count is for example less or equal 10. Continue printing the count and a +1 each time. So this is exactly as a for loop, but as you can see, we have to write, when we use the while, we have to write more code. Okay, even we make a count here to make it counting for us instead of I. Then we keep printing the number each time until this condition fulfilled. So it will print the count in the beginning, for example, 1. Then it will make it every time a plus or a +1. So until it gets 10, it will stop. So it will be printing 1 until 10, then it will stop. Last time it will become, for example, 11. 11 is not less or equal, it's false, it will stop. So this is the while. What about the do while? Do while, so the while statement, if your code, the condition is false, this code will not be executed at all. Do while, no. Your code, even if, for example, var always equal 1, do will run the code for first time. Then if the condition is true, it will continue running whatever you have inside the do statement. So the difference between do and while will execute the code one time, then it will stop if the condition is false. But for the while statement, no, it will stop from the beginning if the condition is false. Infinity loop. Okay, so for infinity loop now, let me clear this. Okay, so for infinity loop, what we have? If the condition always true, of course, it will keep printing forever. These challenges, try to solve them by yourself or with AI, whatever, okay, just to make it, because sometimes they are coming to your, for example, midterm, final, these or very similar to them, even if they are different, but similar logic, I mean, could be not the same numbers, of course. A break and continue. Whenever you want to write a statement, whenever you code at certain point, for example, whenever let's see, here we have a numbers. Whenever we find an even number, we just break the loop and stop everything. Stop running the code. Tamam? So here you are breaking the loop at this certain point. You want to stop running the code. A break is very useful in that case to get out of the loop and stop running the program. A break and continue here. If you want here بالعكس, if you want whenever you want a condition, for example, whenever we find a candidate here has, for example, less than 5 years experience, continue. Continue will go and running the whole code, for example, a printing call the other person for interview. So here we are making filtering. Whenever we find person bigger than, if we find here person, I think more than 5 years, it will be call them in this code. Yes, more than 5 years. So we are making var candidate experience of I to start from first one, this one for comparing. If the candidate experience for each one of this one, let's say these are number of people applying for a job. We want to write a code to find who have more than 5 years of experience, only filtering them according to their year of experience. So if the candidate experience, for example, if it's 5 less than 5, it is not, for example, it will say if it's 5 less than 5, it is not right? So it will print call this one for interview. Then it will go, for example, L1. L1 is, for example, what? L1 is less than 5 1 is less than 5, yes, true. Continue. Continue will take the code immediately going back to the second next iteration. It will ignore the other code, this one, calling people for interview. Then, for example, 9 less than 5, no. So this continue will not be working. It will call, for example, candidate, $I, call, for example, 9 for interview. It will keep running until like this one. Simple filtering. I think we still have like maybe 10 minutes, so I have to maybe keep this one for later. Okay. Let's go for the homework because the deadline is short. We can keep the switch statement for later. Okay. Do you have any questions so far before I move to the homework? Because the homework deadline will be Thursday. Some of you already good. Thank you. Started submitting. Very good by today. You can keep going. Others submitting today, tomorrow, whenever you like. Those who understood the idea. Do you have any questions, or should I move to the homework? Okay. So far, so good. Let's go to the okay. So now homework 1 dot fundamentals assessments, live coding with AI. So in this assignment, I'm asking you, it will be over 10 marks, so it's worth it really to spend effort on that one. A submission, you are going to send me video recording. I really prefer that you upload on your OneDrive or your Google Drive or whatever and send me the link and give me just access, okay? For myself only. Don't send me the whole video because many of your videos will be too much, maybe 1 gig, 500, 100 megabytes. So I will get in trouble with downloading them. It's better to not put them. Otherwise, they will be all of them stored in my, let's say, Google Drive by default, which will be full. So upload on any, if you can make it on YouTube, much better. I really appreciate, or Vimeo or whatever. It will be easier for me even for that one. 30 minutes maximum should be. So the idea of this homework, you will open ChatGPT. You will copy and paste this prompt that I give you here. I will do it now for you, for example, just how to start. Then ChatGPT will start testing you in variables or operators or collection or control flow statement. In this example, in this homework, it's not allowed to cheat, read, looking away from screens at other places. It's not allowed. You keep running only your code, you will not lose marks. If you are, but what to not lose marks, just as a simple hint, go and just study this one. Even if you study, review them each one like by 10 minutes. Because here in this homework, ChatGPT is going to ask you to write codes and it will give you marks. After you finish, out of 20 marks, we will see how much you will get, okay? Now, even for myself, maybe if I do it, maybe I will not get 5. Maybe 20. If I get, for example, some questions may be difficult, require time. No need for camera, okay? No need for camera. You can start now, dear students, on the chat box, start writing your names so I can save them. Store them for the attendance, okay? Okay? So write your names, your full names here, your full names. Your name and your father name here for attendance. Because I will save this one, okay? All right. So now, so it's up to you. Whenever you start working on this one, try, as I said, don't cheat, please. It's okay, even if you get maybe, for example, if you didn't get 20 marks, maybe you'll get full marks. It's normal. If I see really you already prepare yourself, you write the codes. But if ChatGPT asking you to, for example, it will ask you for 5 questions for variables, for operators, data collection, or control flow statements. If you don't know to answer any questions, it means till now you haven't maybe learned anything of this course. Of course, I cannot give you any mark, right? You'll get very low marks out of 10 marks. So that's why I said spend maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, review this, the variables, operator, data collection, and control flow statement. Even you can practice, of course, better on that part, the examples or with ChatGPT before you start this one. Because this one, it's not allowed to look somewhere else, to wait. You have just to keep working, okay? GPT will ask you a question, you answer, you keep going without copy and paste, without looking away of the screen, okay? Or just like, so this is the idea of the assignment. You want to use ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Cloudy. You have something even better than this, why not? Okay, use it. I don't care. يعني the thing that make you comfortable, it's okay for me. Now, how you are going to get started with this homework? Please, all of you, write your names in the chat for one time only. Okay, those who didn't write their names, write your names now, because after 5 minutes, the meeting will be disconnected from Zoom automatically. So now for the homework, okay. You have 20. So now where is the prompt? I make this a prompt with GPT for you. Okay, after you ask a question, I provide you my solution. All right, where is the prompt? I make it. Okay, you will evaluate my answer. So this is I put it yesterday between double, where is the, okay, this one, right? Here, prompt. Okay, this is the prompt. Okay, to ChatGPT or whatever AI that you like. Gemini, GPT, even Gemini, I forget, right? I write it. So the prompt here. So whenever I say prompt, in AI, whatever you are writing to GPT on keyboard, we call it prompt. Okay, whatever input, text input you are giving to the AI, we call it prompt. So what is the prompt for you to get started with the assignment or the homework? Okay, so this is the prompt. From I want to test my proficiency until where? Where is single until here, until concept? Okay, this one you have to copy and paste, only this one, dear students. Whenever you start the homework, sit in a proper environment. Feel free to of course you have to open the camera okay, open your camera, because this video will not be shared with anyone. After I finish, I will delete this video, or you can make it on your YouTube later. After that, you can delete or share, it's up to you. But you have to open your camera using a microphone, of course, whatever you want to say, so I can hear you. So open microphone, camera, and work on that one. Open GPT, share screen, and start. You can make it even on Zoom. Okay, Zoom has very good quality, what we call it, recording for voice, for video, and the size will be very small even for the video. Maybe 30 minutes. I think it will be around 100 mega if you go for Zoom recording. Okay, so this is the prompt. After you copy and paste, GPT will ask you. Here, these are all instructions. How I'm going to calculate your marks, how I'm going, for example, it should be live completion, of course. Okay, no pausing, no skipping, no whatever, no external, no asking others for help. Because as I said, if I saw already you prepared yourself, whatever, you are doing well in general, that's it. And you follow all these rules, you will get your full mark, okay? And maybe someone answering all of them, for example, with cheating, whatever, and will get very low mark at that time. So it is not about, like, GPT will give you out of 20 mark, and I will give you out of 10, based on the video recording and your interaction and your level, of course, that you study. But I don't want everyone to get full mark, because it's not like, you should not get like a full mark. It's totally fine if you get even, for example, 15 out of 20 is very good. It means your level is very good. Better than expected. Correctness of answer, it will have, for example, around maybe like 5 marks, around, then 2 marks for code quality and best practices when you're writing your code. Okay, you are putting a semicolon, you are putting spaces correctly, you are giving good names for the variables. Okay, not like names which is not related at all to the question itself. Then final reflection, it is one, I want you to talk 1-2 minutes, if you finish before the 30 minutes, about your experience. How was it all, like overall experience? And here, this you have to consider all of this. So to get started with this one, you go to your GPT, you open it. Before that, you have to, of course, start recording. Then you paste this one and enter to any AI. Okay. So now immediately ChatGPT asking me to write the answer for question 1 code. So you can write, for example, the answer, but now meeting time already finished. It will be disconnected after a few seconds. So whenever you answer, for example, integer a equal 0, it will move to the second question. It will tell you false, incorrect. It will explain why. It will give you correct answer. It will continue the second question. تمام? Answer, and you continue until you finish. بالآخر you make a reflection. 1-2 minutes. If you get time,